I'm going to be reacting to a video from the channel Holy Kool-Aid called Why the World Laughs at America. So I'm going to be giving my commentary to what he's got to say. So, right before, make sure if you haven't already to hit that subscribe button. And with that being said, let's get right into it.
If you meet somebody from Brussels, what's their nationality?
You got this, you got this. You got Brussels sprouts.
Can you name any country on this map?
Is it South Africa?
Nope.
We have the country of Asia.
Nope. That's a continent.
What country do you think this is?
IKEA.
What continent is Saudi Arabia in?
Wait, what continent is it in?
Yeah.
What are continents again?
Are Americans actually stupid, or does the rest of the world just really enjoy believing that we are?
What is Obama's last name?
Obama. Care. Like C-A-R-E.
Obama's last name, the president.
Care.
I am an American who grew up overseas, so I have heard this stereotype my entire life. Every single dumb American joke, including the ones that people made in another language because they assumed I couldn't understand them. So today, I want to break down the 8 reasons that it exists and how much of it is actually earned, as well as explore the real question hiding underneath. How exactly did we get here? Number 1, geographic and global ignorance.
Where exactly is North Korea? It's in, what, as far as on the map? Up here somewhere?
What's the capital of the United States?
California. There's no capital of the United States.
Any country.
No, no.
And on the entire map.
This is so horrible.
Where's America?
I would say this big one, but I'm probably wrong.
What country is the Amazon rainforest in?
No, it's not. What country? Europe.
Yep, the country?
Europe is a country.
Yeah,
right?
okay. Yeah, I was just making sure.
I would say Africa.
Can you name 3 countries in Africa?
Nigeria. Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, that's the one. And the last one also W?
Oh, Wakanda.
Yeah. In Central Africa.
I am sure you have seen these kind of clips all over the internet, and they go viral worldwide because they confirm a suspicion that the rest of the world already has.
Africa?
That's a continent.
Oh, God.
That Americans are raised to see the United States as the center of everything, and the other 190-something countries are just background wallpaper, if you will. And I think what really drives the rest of the world nuts here is the massive asymmetry, because a teenager in Jakarta can name the US president, explain the difference between Democrats and Republicans, and tell you why an American election matters to their own economy, while 41% of Americans couldn't even name their own vice president, let alone the Chancellor of Germany. They can cite off every single Kardashian, but not tell you a single sitting Supreme Court justice. But we'll circle back to that. Now, in defense of Americans, there are a few factors at play here. The first of which being geography. The US sits between 2 oceans, isolated from Europe, Africa, and Asia, thanks to a heaping pile of gigawater. Your average American can't just drop a few $1,000s to go country hopping across a continent, compared to, say, a kid in Belgium who can sneeze and end up in 3 different countries before lunch. Geography is a lot easier when you can hop on a train and visit a neighboring country for the cost of a sandwich, when your entire country is smaller than one of our states. Seriously, you could drop France, Germany, and the UK into Alaska and still have room to plop Italy in next to them. And second, American ignorance about the rest of the world is largely by design. See, a population that doesn't know how the rest of the world lives is a population that doesn't know what it's missing. If you've never seen that other countries have healthcare without bankruptcy, paid vacation measured in weeks or months, and college that doesn't cost you a house, then you'll never demand it. American ignorance of the outside world is extremely useful to those who benefit from said ignorance.
I want to give a little bit of a defense, I guess, to my fellow Americans. I've met people from different parts of the world, from different countries. And obviously every experience with, the different cultures has been different. But I don't want to say that Americans are stupid or lack education, maybe some. But I mean, that could easily be said for anybody from any country. I think also we're giving a little bit too much credit to the rest of the world, because there are some people from different parts of the world that have this illusion of what even like how people live here in the US. So I don't necessarily agree with the notion that all Americans that don't know the geography, like global geography, means that, lack education. Because a lot of Americans do travel throughout like the US, because the US is such a massive country also. And they can name you literally how to get from, Chicago to LA to San Francisco to Houston to New York City. Some people can even name you like how to get to like Mexico or Canada, which are our neighboring countries. So I think there's that. I think it's a little bit of a generalization to group everybody. Now, there are some people that, yes, can tell their ass cracks from, the rest of the world. And yes, I think it's a lack of education on that end as well. Our education system, I think, also is at fault for a lot of that as also, especially the public school system. I think there's also so much attention being put on like social media stuff, like very superficial things that the rest of the world doesn't necessarily have to. And I would kind of say that that's more first world country things, but also a cultural thing. Because in countries like the Gulf era countries, in countries like many Muslim countries, and many like first world Western European countries, I know that the education over there is way different, and more emphasis is put on, the way that you carry yourself, the education that you have, the way that you speak. Just a lot more attention is put onto that. But then you look at other parts of the world, and I don't want to stir up the pot, so I'm just gonna say other parts of the world where it's not as developed, or education isn't the best either. Because it's not just here in the US. And like I said, I think it's a little bit of a generalization. I think it is a problem where people don't know, like the fact that people, and it's not just the two girls in the videos. I've met many people who think Africa is a country. I've met many people who I knew somebody who used to argue that London and England were two different, parts of the world. Miami and Florida were two parts of the of a different of the world. But I also think the way that like geography is taught also around the world is different. For example, like I know in Latin America, America is just one continent. And there's other parts in Latin America where Central America, South America, and North America are three different, completely different continents. Where most of the, U.S., Canada, and Europe, the Americas it's two. And then there's those Americans who apparently think that America is just the U.S. and it's U.S. and friends that happen to be in America. So let's get into the second point.